theater. It's called My Mother and the Michigan-Ohio War, and the director is Susan Angelo. Hi, Susan.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome to the show. And welcome back to the Purple Rose. This is your second show you're directing there?
This is my first show directing there. My first show, I was here with another play written by the same playwright, Paul Stroile, but I was acting in that. And that was another comedy, probably a lot of your viewers saw, called The Jukebox for the Algonquin.
So do you make the transition like all actors want to do?
All I want to do is direct.
Yeah.
The T-shirt, right? You know, I've been directing so many years, but I go back and forth. I feel like my work as an actor gets informed by directing and you know, getting to be responsible or to be committed to the whole story in a way that sometimes actors, it doesn't always happen. That's always the goal, but to go back and forth is really great. So this is fun to be able to direct Paul's new play, since I feel like I have a sense of he's got great comic timing. It's a comedy. That's the goal at the Purple Rose right now.
Well, Paul's been on our show before, and I don't remember what show it was for, but you're right. He's a great writer, and he is very funny.
Yeah.
This show called My Mother and the Michigan-Ohio War, what's that all about?
Well, there you have it, right? He's put it right out there. Okay, so imagine this. So we have a family. We have a competitive, sports-loving family, U of M family. The daughter played trombone in the marching band, U of M. Then they've got the adopted son. So he gets a football scholarship to Ohio State. So right there, he's built in this rivalry. Then the father is this historian, loves history. He becomes like obsessed with the Michigan-Ohio War, or as some people call it, the Ohio-Michigan War, or as some people call it, the Toledo War. Anyway, somewhere around 1835, there was this war about who gets Toledo. I'm actually from Ohio. My parents lived right around Toledo. So I had never heard of this war. So he takes this this obsession really with this part of history and the division between Ohio and Michigan over this fight for the land. And there's also the fight for the football, which mirrors that within this family. And it's just a delightful comedy. Yeah.
Well, there's, I'm sure, a lot of reasons that people have for the dislike of the other state, football being one of them, but you're right, we did fight over Toledo and we lost. Michigan lost.
Yes, but you know what, they made out very well, because the prize was, well, you get the UP. So, not to say anything against Toledo, but I think Michigan did pretty well with the UP.
Toledo's coming back.
Is that?
Yeah, Toledo's coming back. All right, so are you directing yourself in the show?
No, I'm not in the show. I'm there to support this amazing cast. So probably all of these people have been on your show. There's a picture of Caitlin Cavanaugh, who's playing Carrie in the show. She's also the marketing director. This is an extraordinarily talented young actress. There's Des Walker, who's also been on the show. They've worked together. They already feel like siblings because they have such a great chemistry. Very funny man, but very grounded and inventive. And then in the center is Terry Clark Linden. And you know, she's probably been at the Purple Rose maybe 20 years. She is there is nothing this woman can't do. It is an extraordinary cast, so I feel so blessed to be in the room with them. And Paul writes these plays, you know, the Jukebox for the Algonquin was the same way. The audience would laugh and then they'd be so moved. So he has a gift for writing comedy. He hears the joke, he hears the timing of the joke, but he also writes real people. And this best comedy, I think, comes from the truth of these real families, real individuals. He's got a great talent for combining the two.
Now, since he's a living playwright, has he been able to come in and witness the rehearsals and maybe make adjustments along the way?
He hasn't been there yet. He's coming this week because he's off directing another production of his other play that he premiered at the Purple Rose. But it's a luxury to have the playwright. I'll call him or text him, and he's very much involved with the process, and that's the great thing about the Purple Rose and the whole goal of artists coming together and really collaborating and working together to tell a story. It doesn't happen in a lot of theaters, that sort of collaborative spirit. Mm-hmm. And that's paramount there. And that's been, obviously the goal, or Jeff Daniels set that up. It's not just doing a play, it's really creating a climate of working together and sharing stories about the community for the community and making people laugh, because we need to laugh.
Well, one of the things that is typical of a Purple Rose play is the set is elaborate, and we have a photo of the set, and Michigan fans are going to be happy to sit in the theater with that.
They will be so delighted. This is just a beginning sketch, so we have got lots of U of M paraphernalia, which the character, I don't want to give too much away about the play, but one of the characters really collected it, and that's reflected in the home. So they'll love it.
Something that seems to be a common theme in Purple Rose plays lately has been someone dies.
Well, the last play was 14 Funerals,
Yeah.
so 14 did. It was still a comedy. As I said, I don't want to give away anything in this play, but I will say that, the best comedy, Shakespeare knew this, Moliere knew this, Paul Stroley knows this, Jeff Daniels knows this. Yeah. The best comedy comes from the truth of what's happening in life. And it's how we view it, the perspective. So it's a comedy.
And you mentioned Shakespeare. I see you've got a lot of Shakespeare directing in your resume. For 30 years you've been directing Shakespeare.
Yeah, probably longer. Yeah,
longer.
Have to
longer
do some addition there. We don't want to do that part.
What do you like about Shakespeare?
Well, he was a great storyteller. He was a man of his time. The fact that his stories still resonate today, and the same complexities that resonate to then are still at play now is it's one of those mysteries.
His plays are still being made into movies today.
Absolutely. Comedy and drama, right? He knew it, right? Side by side. They go together.
So is this going to be the big spring-summer comedy for wrap up the season?
Well, it's going to be a big comedy. They've already had a great season. You had Ryan Carlson here for the play that Jeff wrote about.
The Christmas show.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was huge. Everyone they do. 14 Funerals, it's sold out. These plays sell out. So, and Ryan Carlson, I mentioned him because he's a company member there. He's been there forever. He's a fabulous actor. He's our stage manager on this play. So it's just kind of it's a plethora of riches. But I think it will be another hit. Absolutely. Tickets are going, so please get your tickets.
Well, I know the Jeff Daniels Christmas show. I can't remember the name of it because it was a really long title. They all have been lately, but it's about this a fight that happens at a Christmas party, and actually I think it happened in Petoskey.
I saw that interview, and I think you knew that. I think he just saw the title and said, that's funny, and wrote a play about it, and I think you knew about the real story that happened.
It did. Right? My brother-in-law is in the hotel business in Petoskey, and that happened to him. It was one of his properties, so.
Maybe that's a sequel.
It could be. I think it's ripe for that. Now, this runs starting on April 3rd.
Oh, it starts previews April 3rd, opens April 11th, runs till May 25th.
Should you wear your Michigan or Ohio State stuff to the show?
Oh, be very careful about that. No, I confess, I'm from Ohio, and I have a lot of Ohio friends there, so I think it should be a healthy kind of competitive spirit.
And the title really, this is kind of a giveaway that it's, Susan, it's not Ohio State, it's Michigan, Ohio. It's the war about Is it more about the war about this Toledo, or?
I think it's more about the competition that was built into this family because of this, the father's fixation, both with the football team and with this war. That I mean, did you know about this
I did,
Toledo
yeah.
strip? I learned it all. I had no idea because it wasn't that much land. It was like what, 500 square miles maybe of a land, and it was just they mischarted it in the beginning, and it went on for a long time. But I read one thing that said it was a lot of bluster and no bloodshed. I think there was one casualty, and that was somebody that was hurt with a pen.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing it on stage starting April 3rd, opening at the Purple Rose Theater, running through May 25th. So get your tickets now. Well, have a great run.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing it.
Great.
The director of My Mother and the Michigan-Ohio War at the Purple Rose Theater, Susan Angelo.